right, all right. All right, it's working. Hey guys, sorry I'm a little bit late. I needed to take the dashboard from the warehouse. So, welcome to a Decentral Live for L3 Plus repair. This is Raz. So, as the last time, we will try to repair L3 Plus, but those are completely new. Completely a new batch. Some of them are coming back from a warranty. Some of them are just completely new machine that we don't know yet. Even the one that came from warranty didn't test them yet, so we're gonna do that today. And let's hope to have some victory today. I was from the last few days I was working on the S17 Plus from the last time, and there's no much victory there still. So let's hope today we will have a little bit more good news to have. All right. Oh, okay. L3. All right, is everything set? Whoop. I need to configure the arc tester. Okay. Good. Let's take a look at the first one. Yes. Everything seems fine. So, as last time, I mean, a little physical view to see if everything is fine. Some of them might work already because most of the time people are sending whole machine. So L3 Plus come with 4 Hashboard and with the power supply. So maybe, I got like 10 or 12 of them, maybe some of them will work. That one physically seems fine. So let's take a look at what the tester will say. Hi, Cryptominer CHR. Hi, man. But L3S, no, L3 Plus, not the same thing. Or maybe you mean L3s in plural. That may be the case. But yeah, L3 Plus for today. There you go. Power supply is on. L3 Plus is detected. So that seems great. Let's take a look. Let's start that. Hey, that one seems fine. Let's just play with it a little bit to see if there's any weakness. So what I'm doing, I'm just bending the board a little bit just to see if my tester is gonna show me, is gonna jump from one chip to another. It seems not. Let's do the advanced mode test. Everything's green. Let's see. Oh, that's happening sometimes. No worry. The arc tester with L3 Plus sometimes it's a little messed up. As I said the other time, I'm actually um, on a one update that is testing, so maybe there's still some bugs. Howdy! Are you where are you from, man? I'm doing the reset test. Everything's fine. All right. Starting easy. Let's take a look at the second one. seems great too. So before working on Hashboard, I'm always making sure that those are well cleaned. So I'm cleaning them with most of the time if there's not too much dirt. I'm just using, a paintbrush, smooth paintbrush with a little bit of an air duster at the same time. So it's gonna to make sure that all the dust accumulated onto those parts in between, for example, the LDOs or the capacitors, making sure everything is nice and clean before working on something. Oh. Mm-hmm. So, and also to see if there's any rust on it, but everything seems fine. Let's test that one too. Huh. Okay. Same thing. Regular test is good. Advanced test is fine. Let's take a look at temperature sensors. That's fine. Let's do reset test. In Miami. Nice, man. Doing some consulting. Really nice. I think I saw you into the ASIC training of S19. I see you writing on WhatsApp sometimes. I'm on there too. All right, that one seems fine too. All right, let's close that one. Always make sure that your power supply is off before plugging everything. Before taking off everything, start with the arc tester and then the power. I am using a power supply same as the last time, a VGA, like 850 watts of a computer. And what's cool about those, just a little, like the more you know. They come with that, so you can just already start it. So when you're when you are, how can I say, when you power on the power supply, it's going instantly with power. So you need to be careful, but it's very a good tool for those ones because those ones are running with 12 volts. So nothing better, way better than the actual Antminer power supply that are with them, the APW12, APW3. I mean, okay, second one, fine. Third one, missing, not missing a chip. It's not missing a chip, but it's missing a heatsink. Yep. So maybe that one will need work, but on the other side, seems fine. Excellent. Huh. So that one probably just one heatsink fall off, so everything else should be fine. Advanced test is good. Let's see temp sensor. All right. Exactly, two to go, but I think I got three machines. Don't if I got some to repair, I don't expect to repair all of them tonight, but let's hope to have few real victories because those one are just are not really repairs. They're already functioning. But that one maybe later I will, if I have other one to do, I will put thermal glue on them. So maybe I can show you in the meantime. Right. Ah, okay, that one. That one. Oh, some chip has been worked on. So probably a problem with the last domain. Yes, those ones seems to have been changed. Might be a booster problem, might be something else. Okay. I will prepare my multimeter. I hope you see. I knew that last time there was a light, but seems to be good. Okay, power on, power supply. Okay. Ooh, what if I'm playing with it a little bit? So it's between 66 and 67. Let's take a look at the LDOs of the domain number 10. 1.8, 1.3, so it's lacking power. And that one is fluctuating between 6 and 622. Let's take a look at the booster. It's supposed to be around 14 volt. 14 volt. So booster is fine. Let's take a look at that one. Supposed to be, yes, supposed to be 10 volt. That's good. And anyway, if that one wasn't working, I wouldn't have all the chip before that. Let's take a look at return signal. Return signal is fluctuating. Not exactly the same numbers as the LDO. Seems like LDO has been changed already, so I can take into account that it's not the issue. And those three has been changed already. You can see with a little bit of flux here, here, and here. And let's stop that. Okay. So that one been changed. That one. That one. Starting from here, no. So I could continue with the fourth, fifth, and sixth, but I will start right with that one because the return signal is already problematic. So that might be the issue. But before that, what I could do diode test just to see physically how the chips are doing. If I'm measuring the clock, 450, 450, 450. Yeah, 440, but between 440 and 450, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just checking the clock real quick. Everything seems fine. Let's take a look at return signal. 427, 25, 424, 423, 419, just a little bit lower, but should be good too, because the other one is exactly the same. 420, heh, 420. 436, a little bit higher, but let's take a look at the other one. 25, 31, 40. It's all within the range. So I don't think I will still start with the last chip because the return signal was going a little bit strange. So let's try that. I'm going to apply a little bit of flux. to the So I'm just playing with it a little bit to see if it's moving. Once it's moving, you can take it off. Don't try to remove it too early, otherwise you could damage the board. There you go. Let's make sure the surface is nice and clean. There you go. What I could do, because sometimes the threads are not clean well enough. Let's see that. Okay, let's clean that one. So you see that should be just hot. Should be fine. Yeah, the black glue. We don't have anymore the Antminer one, but we're using thermal glue epoxy, and it's perfectly fine. Okay, I got some spare. Oh, I think I could have let there be light. There you go. Now we're talking. Mm-hmm. That one. Oof, that one should be fine. Oop. What I could do, I could heat from above, but I found out that heating from under is sometimes al almost almost better. Mm, yeah, now you're talking. So I am at 50%, 480, but those boards can take a bunch of heat. These are actually, I find personally that these are harder to heat because the chips seems more heat resistant. With all the thermal glue. Oh, we see starting. Whoop. Nope, it's a little bit too much on this side. So it's been quite recent since I've started to heat from above, from under, I mean. I still need to get used to it. Mm, just a little bit on this side. Okay, now we're talking. Okay. Let's hope I didn't heat it too much. It was a little bit longer than expected. And also be always be careful with the other heatsink. Don't touch them because first of all, they're going to be very hot. But also, if they become too hot, you could the chip under it could follow with the heat sinks and you could move it accidentally and you will make way more job. All right, so meanwhile it's cooling. Let's take it from the other side. Let's take a look at another one. That one physically seems okay, but I'm looking at those heat sinks and they're not completely straight, but should still be good. A little bit of dust here. Oh, I think that one, I've worked on that one some while ago. I recognize how I put the boosters. Okay, let's try it. Just before no other parts are missing. Fine. Oh, that's not normal. So you see that one? That's not normal. It's supposed to flash once. It's detected with the arc tester and then just stop. So maybe we got a bad, we got a booster that has gone bad, but maybe we got something else. Let's see. Your chip phone. What's going on? Let's start with the power. Do I have power? 12 volt, that's fine. Do I have 10 volt here? I have 9.5, but should be fine. Do I have 14 volt here. 14.5. Okay. That's really strange. Let's stop it. and try it again. Okay. Let's see the LDO. Do I have power? Okay. Oh, that one is weak. Let's test all of them. Oh, it's supposed to be 1.8, 1.750. Okay, that one is defect but not fluctuating. Let's continue. That one's fine. That one's fine. So booster is fine. It's a little bit strange that the light is always turning on, but it's not. There's worse. So if that one is defect, let's take a look at the chip's return signal. That one is weaker, but starting from here, it's going way weaker. So maybe this one is weaker, 1.3 instead of 1.8 because of the domain next to it. So before changing any chips, all of them seems exactly the same value. And those are completely off. Let's start with the LDO. Let me grab a scavenge board real quick. Okay, that one. All right. So those are for VK4. Do I have for VK4? Not this one. For VK4. For VK4, yeah. For VK4. There you go. Let's take a look at the other one. These are all the same. Most of the time, there's so not most of the time. What I mean by that, L3 Plus have 12 domain. The two last are with the booster, but the two last most of the time have different LDO. But all the 10 other one, same one. So if I got 10 4VK4 and I want to change one, I will try to have the same one. If I got one in hand. Otherwise, if you got some other one, you need to at least try to find data sheet and see if it's a good alternative. Okay, should be fine. Whew. Okay, let's take a look at the other one. Now that this one will go to the cooling pad. Excellent. Let's start with diode. My diode fine. Seems good. Good. All right. Voltage. Zero chip. So maybe my chip is bad, or maybe the way I post it. Yeah, not great at all. But it's still fluctuating, so that even if I'm changing it, that might indicate something else. Yeah, I will change it again. I will try to go a little bit closer. Still don't have any microscope, so we'll go all the ways. Exact. Like that. Okay. If put that one here. Used. Good. Let it cool a little bit. Let's take a look at the other one. Okay. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay. One interesting thing, it's not lit anymore. So is the board completely off, or was it a short because of the LDO, and now it will work? Let's see. Oh, it was just because my power supply wasn't on. So my bad. But seems like LDO problem. Let's play with it a little bit and see if there's anything else. That's normal. I will still test it in the machine before worrying about those small red dots sometimes. But yeah, seems like successful repair. So just to recapitulate, if I can say, just to make sure, like, what was the solution to the problem? Problem was LDO from domain number 9 was at 0.6 instead of 1.8. You going, Alex? Ciao. Excellent. Excellent. Yep. So LDO was at 0.6 instead of 1.8. Tried to see the other chips around. Everything seems fine. So start with the LDO and working. And there we could write. Yeah. Deal 9. Changed. Before going again on the other one, let's try to diagnose another one here. So physically seems fine. Oh, 3 capacitors missing. So before doing anything, I will try to at least change the state of that one, about those. So 1, 2, 3. That one will need maybe a little, no, it's not that bad. Maybe a complete clean, but I've seen way worse. So sometimes when those capacitors going are leaving the board, sometimes they're leaving behind those small thread that are right on the side of them under the tin. So I will just preheat a little bit. Make sure you're on a flat surface so your heat sinks stay in place. Otherwise, you could lose heat sinks and or chips. One. Oh, here. Two. No, nothing here. It was just a small trace. Nothing here neither. Last one. No, better. You going? Ciao, man. One of my coworkers leaving, so many people are leaving. It's already 6:30 p.m. Okay, that one there's nothing. That one there's nothing. Okay, let's take from a dead board Those ones. But you know what? Those ones are way harder to work with because if you are heating them too much, the small, you see the small plastic, it's gonna completely melt. So I prefer to, if again I have some other type of scavenge board, I will try to use those rectangular black ones. I will go fetch that. It will take just a few seconds. À la place de chauffer, ah ben oui. Ouais, merci du truc. Yeah, I just Joe made me realize that I could simply use a soldering iron instead of taking that much time and heat, and it's completely logical. You know, sometimes when you're too used to some techniques, you just don't think about the other one that might be more efficient. But you know, I will know for next time, and I think I'm gonna use that right now. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, maybe to take off it's not gonna be a good idea. One, two, three. Okay, now let's use soldering iron. with some soldering wire just to have a little bit more room. You know what? Honestly, I don't really like that. So maybe to take off those small pads that were already on the board that would soldering iron would be way better, but to put them back on the hashboard, I will go with pure heat. There you go. That's more what I'm talking about. Okay. Two. Ooh. There you go. 3 on 3. Wow. It's getting hot. Let's see, all the remaining stuff seems intact. Let's let it sit, cool down a little bit. But even before touching it, I don't want all the heat sinks to fall off. So I will cool it a little bit. Let's hope that everything stays in place. Nice. Nice. Okay. Diode. Just, making sure that nothing is too much off. It's fine. L3. Okay. Yeah. So everything is back to what it was before. My booster, my Return signal is still exactly the same as before. So I am back to case 1. But you know what I found very strange is that LDO and then the other one have problems. Well, that's a bummer. Sometimes it goes to the other one. So maybe the chips are fine. What I could do, I've seen some other board that, by example, one chip, I don't know, chip 70 was playing with all the domains, so you needed to change that one. I've seen that too on a 17 gen, like T17, S17, S17 Plus. But thing is, most of the time on 17 gen, the diode values were telling me if a chip was bad or not. In that case, well, let's focus. Yes. In that case, all diode values are fine. And physically, no resistance or capacitor is missing. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should test that. Because sometimes those capacitors can play with the stability. Oh, 0.9, 0.9. That's a hard one. I would change the two remaining here, or maybe even change maybe even change the booster because something might be broken down here. But it's very strange because I have my 14 volt. So one of the chips is missing with me. You know what? Let's change that. Sorry, I still need to get used to it. All right, that one. Because even if the diode values are fine, maybe one of the chip is defect because diode value will not tell you if a chip is good or bad. Okay, seems nice and clean. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the other one. Uh, no, before I will put a chip. That way it will cool down and it might be more efficient. Ooh. Yes, that one. Okay. Okay. That was quick. That. Let's see the other one. Okay, nothing moved. Everything's fine. Let's plug it. Huh. So, I don't know if it was working before, but it seems to work. Even if it will have worked before, I will still need to put those capacitors. Let's see, advanced. Advanced is fine. Temperature sensor is fine. So that one thing to learn, was it working before? We will never know. But those three capacitors are important, and what we can learn about that is that my colleague made me think about soldering iron instead of air gun. It would be faster, more efficient, and also, whoop, that one skipped once at 0 A6. Was it a software bug? No way. 950, 13 and a half. It's a little bit strange, but I will take it into a machine and test, because that happens sometimes, and there's no real issue after that. Let's just try it again just to see. Seems fine. Seems fine. So yeah, maybe soldering iron next time if I want to take out some threads from those capacitors. Might be a little bit more efficient. But hey, everything seems to work. All right. So capacitor C999, 101, 103. C999, 101, C103. Okay, next. Okay, that one physically seems great. Ooh, booster. So I've worked on that one. So it was a machine that the customer had already made a repair with us before and had maybe one board uh, defect. So we took it back and seems like some stuff was broken. Let's take a look if that one is working well. Do you got any questions so far? If there's people out there, don't hesitate. Okay, all right. Great. Ooh, if I'm doing that again, might be the arc tester that is tripping. Sometimes it's happening. I will stop and start again. Advanced test is fine. Temp sensor is fine. Let's hit a reset. So the difference between the reset test and the regular test with the arc tester, just so you know, it's gonna, ooh, it did again. So the current is gonna drop and then go back, drop and go back. It's gonna stress test the chips. Most of the time we're doing about 20 cycles, but L3 Plus can take way more. So that one's a little strange, two in a row. Might be the arc tester tripping, but physically I don't see anything need to be changed. So before investigating too much, I will take those hashboards into a machine and make some tests just to see if the software is showing me something. We are most of the time using Vinish. Vinish is really nice because it can show many things. You can downvolt, you can overclock, you can change the voltage, and you also have a more precise chip map. So maybe it can say if one particular chip is weak or if something. So most of the time we are testing the machine, and if something is wrong, the board will come back, and then I will take the necessary time to overlook what's going on. Next, but yeah, I could test the other board that I have changed the chip, but I want to see if there's a other problem. Meanwhile, okay, another one, a little bit dirty, but fine. Also, that aluminum heatsink seems a little bit sideways, so let's just pry it a little bit. Just if I am. Woo, yeah, go here. It's not a big deal. It's just that all the fins are exactly the same way, so the air path can be disturbed with just one and can create further problems. So the aesthetics is important. Let me grab maybe some other tweezers. Yeah, those ones. There you go. Maybe the other one just a little bit. Seems already better. Hey, Crypto Cry, how it's going? Thank you. Hope it helps you. If you're still here, do you work particularly on L3 Plus? Okay, so that one, okay. Ooh, that wire, I see that so often. This is, you know, the other repair center. I don't have any particular in mind, but I've seen most of them having that because what's happening here, there's 12 volt. So the entry power is 12 volt. It's going down to 10 volt with the step down that is right here. If you listen to my other live, I explain it a little bit more in details. But thing to remember, 12 volt on that capacitor, 10 volt on that one, and 14 at the end. So because the step down is bypassed with that wire, your booster is receiving 12 volt. It's just enough for it to work, but if your last domain are undervolt, that may lead to other problems. So I will test it before making any repair, but if everything is working fine, I'm going to change the booster for a better one. I'm just going to change the booster. I will not try to find any other parts because instead of trying to look, is that capacitor fine? Is that inductor great? Is that resistance great? And measuring in acrylic, I'll just strip all that and put a little booster that is also available on our shop. So you see those ones came by the pair, and I can just strip them. There you go. And then again, pop. And this is my little boost circuit that I'm gonna apply right after. Okay, test. Full ASICs. Everything seems to work fine. Bending, twisting. Sorry, it's always the first thing I'm doing because I want to see if there's any chips that are false soldering. So don't apply too much pressure, otherwise you can create yourself some problems. But for all the rest, advanced test is fine. Temp sensor is fine. So you see, that small wire is working. It's not the best repair and it can lead to problems. Let's see. Okay. LDOs are fine. Okay, and let's see the boost circuit. And receiving 12 and 22. So let's change that. Hey, welcome back, Crypto Crying. No, S19J, just getting my feet wet on repairs. Nice, very nice. But you know, you didn't start with the easiest one, S19J. Yeah. But you know, once you get the more that you're practicing on many boards, the more that you see, I've seen that somewhere, and that other part too. All of them got chips. All of them got at least a booster. You got your MOSFET. You got, your PIC. You got your I/O port. You got your power, but it's definitely not the same power. I think 19J Pro are using about 14 volt of power, but the current is way higher. All right, so let's do some work. Let's repair that one. Shouldn't be that long to repair. I will start by taking out the wire and then applying heat to take out that capacitor and then applying a new booster. There you go. So just maybe I can show you what I'm doing. It's might seem simplistic, but I'm making sure to I'm just shaking it a little bit like that, so I'm making sure that the tin is well fusion, is well how can I say, because some part might be oxidized, some other part no. So I'm just shaking it a little bit to be sure that everything is nice, and I will prepare my surface with some soldering paste. And then I will make sure that everything, so you see that one didn't, oh, well, maybe I got too much. Ah, there you go. Go back here. Hey, come back here. Maybe I just have too much air, but should be fine. Now that I know that it's perfectly fusion, can take a look to the other part. That is my boost circuit right here. Oop, let me, nice. No need to say don't breathe that stuff. So now what I will do, I will just take out some, I could take out some acrylic right here, but you know, I will not need that part anymore. So let's just not do that. Let's clean the place a little bit where I want to put my booster. It's going to be right here. Because the ending point where I'm always measuring is with the capacitor C1072, and this is where I will put the wire uh, on the other part. Oh, phone ringing, not mine. Booster. Let's put that on the side for now. If you've seen another live video that I did, you know where I'm going. All right, so taking some wire. One. I'm always taking two shorts and one longer, so I have more room. There you go. No need fancy cutter. I will prepare my soldering iron in the meantime. I will need it. Oh, I will need it pretty soon. Two on three. There you go. Okay, applying some flux. Two, three. There you go. As simple as that. And then apply my wires. Yeah. Let's apply some more flux here just in case. Oh, sorry. There you go. Perfect. It's perfect. Let's work on that board again. I just need to find my good angle with my left hand. Good. That one. more. One. Well, that one is a little bit shorter, but you know, it's gonna do. Oh, hot. Two. Last one. Here. Flux, always use flux in what you're doing. It's gonna go so much better. Three. But just make sure that you're not touching the other part just a little bit higher. So I will make a little twist. What I mean by that, I do not want my wire to have the same connection. So C1071 and 1072. I just want to be completely like that. I just want to be completely on the side, so completely off that one. Et voila! Now I can have my... Oh, that wire's a little bit harder to work than the other that I had before, but you know, it's gonna do the same job. And what I'm using to make it stick, I could use two-phase tape, or I could use glue, Gorilla glue, by example. Just want to make sure it's nice and clean. I will go grab that. So I'm using this one. It's super effective. Just applying a little drop behind. And I want to stick it on the board. So I want to make sure that the testing points are still available on the chip here. And I want to make sure that I am not going to detrace up here, because don't forget that those hashboards will go back into a machine. So you don't want to have any problem afterwards. So you know, just that, and it's already pretty solid. That, well, I could do the same thing with the wire. Just clean a bit here. Oh, let me take another one. Do I have other Q-tips? It's not my desk. I'm searching a little bit the stuff here. Well, I will find some afterwards. So I can curve my wire like that. Well, let's wait a few seconds. I have been having a lot of issue with pick. So that is what I was trying to learn to fix along with all the other things, but those seems to have a lot of pick issues, at least on Battle 360 Hashboard, man. You've got much work to do. Sometimes with the pick, Make sure that you have the entry power of 3.6 volt. 3.3, sorry. Oh, Q-tips appearing by magic. Thank you. So yeah, just make sure that that your voltage on the peak is good. Uh, Otherwise, if you got, I don't know what kind of tester you have, but if you can, try to change the pick if you got many pick problem. Maybe just EEPROM reconfiguration might do the job. Arc tester that we are using already have some EEPROM pre-programmed in it. So when you are playing with it a little bit, by example, we got the Pro version here. You can have access to all the boards, and if you got the J here, maybe you can try to flash the EEPROM. Or if you got other EEPROM problem, maybe I don't know, there might be something else, might be a burn capacitor, might be physically the pick that is just not working anymore, so that might be a general issue. I didn't heard about any recall about those kind of boards, but you know, I personally, we don't have that much of them. We don't have like 360 like you. We have much more 17th gen that have way more problems. So if you got more issue, maybe maybe what you could do, you could maybe reach us out into our Discord channel. If you got any update about that, might be cool to have an update. Or if you got other problem and you want to send us picture, might be a good alternative to do. So you know that one, it's not sticking as much as I expected. So yeah, best of luck with those S19J. There you go. All right, let's make a test. Booster seems to work. I see that little light. Nothing's burning and everything is working. Nice. Advance just in case. Temp sensor. No need to do reset test at that point. What I could measure though is the voltage. Of course. 14 and 30. So booster's working. Let's take that one on the side. Okay. So before taking another one, let's see that hard head here. Diode. That one is not gonna be good. Nope. One, two, three. Nope, that one's not gonna be good. 7, 6, 4 is good. I could just test it, to show you, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. If it's working, I will be very surprised. But technically, diode values are not good. So even if it's working, I would still need to change it. Still working, but that one is higher than the other one. Yeah. Let's change another chip and maybe test one last board. I think it's gonna be enough for today. My pleasure, man. If we got a big batch of S19J, maybe we can try to do a live and figure out together what's going on with them. So you see, some of them can take 15 minutes, some of them can take more than an hour. You never know. But that one is particularly hard compared to the other ones. Let it cool a little bit and take another one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, but physically seems fine, and those two has been changed. I even think, yep, I've changed it. changed those some time ago. Let's see what's going on. Even if it seems burned, everything is working fine. I hope. There you go. Oh, click. Booster's working. That one is fine. So it's not a problem of the machine. Let's bend a little bit. Advanced test. Temperature sensor. Advanced test is fine. Jumping a bit, but it's still fine. It's just a bug. Nice. Could do. Yeah, that one is fine. That doesn't count. Let's take another one. All good on that side. Oh, booster on that side, but that one, it's not me, but it seems well placed. Seems like well placed. And everything else seems fine. Let's take a look. Booster seems to work. Let's move it, move it, move it. Is the booster working? Yeah, 14. Little jump here and there, but it's fine. Must be the tester. Fine. But that doesn't count either. I want to show you maybe something more interesting. Ooh, those one have some work done. Oh, it was me, but I'm pretty sure I didn't change the heat sinks because I'm always trying to put the same ones. Small arrow here. Here seems to have a problem. Let's take a look. Booster is working. Nothing is burning. Nice. So some work has been done at that one. I think it was a hard one that I've worked way back. So I'm happy that that one is still working. So you see, once you're doing a repair, if you're doing it properly, most of the time it's working. That one seems, I think I changed the MOSFETs. I see some work here. I think I've changed that LDO2. Something was going on that particular domain. Booster problem too. So, and also even I think the step down. So I'm happy that it's still working. L3 Plus are really reliable machines. I still got one personally at home that I am heating the garage with it. That's actually how I started to do repair. I purchased one from, China. It was completely broke, and I tried to repair it. Okay, that one's done too. Let's do this one. That one, some work done. MOSFET problem. No other part missing. No, power has been changed too. I see some work here instead of that one. So, details are important. Those ones are nice and clean, and the other one, these are hard to repair because it's not really hard. It's just you need to be careful with those because that plastic can melt before even changing the part. Well, many of them are working. Even if these are working, it's nice to see the pile going up and up and up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 Hashboard already technically working. So I could reassemble almost 3 L3 Plus already. That one is fine. Well, I do not hope to have more broken ones, but I hope to show you something else instead of the other one. Okay, that one is a little bit dusty. Maybe need a clean up. That part is nice. That part is nice. I could use a small brush. Let me. Oh, I got one here. Usually I will use a duster, but I do not want to go to the warehouse. So it's gonna be like those old Nintendo cassette. Just blow on it. Oh, I'm a little bit too excited. I need to be careful. It's going very nicely. You don't want to break more than you repair. So be gentle with those. But you see, that one is working too. Huh! I still got one left. Advanced test. Temperature sensor. Hmm. Nice. Another one. Another one. Okay, last one. Seems fine. Whoop, some dust here. You need to be careful with dust. You want to clean as much as you can because sometimes it can create shorts. Oh, I repaired that one earlier. Not earlier, but I mean earlier, like some weeks, even some month ago. So recognize that? It's my copyright signature. We'll dust it in the warehouse later, but let's test is everything fine. Burning Whisper, there's killer stream. Oh, stop it, you. Nice. I hope it's going well tonight for everyone. Well, you see many of them are still working fine. Nice. Burning Whisper, no, you are killing it. It's nice to have a little audience sometimes. Okay, that is working perfectly fine. So I still, have the one from the beginning that was problematic. It's already almost 2 hours, I think. So diode with that one. That's better. So it's 4 instead of 7 like earlier. Let's try it. If it's still not working, I still have one chip that I should change. And after that, if it's still not working, that will mean that the problem is somewhere else. That could be the booster, even if the booster seems to be working fine because there's no variation around that around here. That could also mean because the LDO has already been changed. That could also mean maybe one capacitor or one resistance, maybe on the other side, but there's so many of them. I don't want to test them right now. I will test them so a little bit later. So you see, diode test was fine, but the chip is not well placed. 100, 200, so the current is completely cut. 6, 8, so it's worse. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I just unplugged the power supply. So let's do one last repair on that one. But instead of changing only the same one that I've changed, let's change the last one too. Thanks, man. I try to be as fast as I can on those boards because these are not the most not the most efficient, but I mean it's not the same performance. Definitely not the same performance as the S19J. So all the time that I'm taking on those one, I could take them on 17 or 19 gen, and also I've repaired them many times. I'm doing learning sessions about those 17 gen 2. Even I didn't yet do a 19 gen learning session, but if some people are interested, it will be my pleasure. But what I meant to say is that I started repair with those L3 Plus. These are very, I found out fun to repair because I got one personally at home, so I had it was a personal challenge for me to know them all the way. So you see many boards I just changed everything. I took all those capacitors out. I tried to change chip. So I started with changing chip, taking one out, taking it on again, one out, on again, just to get used of the kind of heat, the kind of behavior the chip are having. And then many of them had problem with booster, and I didn't knew at first what was going on, and there wasn't any information online because most of the people just want to keep all that information for them. But the more that you're sharing knowledge, the better it is from my perspective. You could know something, and I could know something different. If we are taking those knowledge together, it might bring something new, and we can then help each other, and have fun meanwhile doing it. I love doing repair. If you love doing it too, well, the more the merrier. One chip down. So yeah, what was I meant to say? I took everything out here on the first hashboard that I did. I did many tests. I burned many MOSFET. I burned many boosters. I scrapped some boards actually at first, but uh, it's part of the learning curve. That one is done. I will start with that one. I tried to be a little bit too fast. I wanted to change that same chip and the other one, but I will start one at a time. I will try to have the same behavior that I had before, so I want at least my hashboard to go up to 66, and then I will change the last chip remaining. But until then, I need to be careful and not create more work. Mm, So yeah, I do not have any other L3 Plus to repair but this one, so let's hope, because all the other ones are either repair or working. Okay, let's cool that one down a little bit. Okay, so I got, yeah, you see, that one is the scavenge one. Let's take a look at the other one. That one is the scavenge two. Okay. Uh, let, let me check something. So you see, I got many other scavenge board that I'm using for scavenging to that part, all those chips, because some of them you cannot just repair them, you know. That one is completely broken. Same thing with that one here. All those threads are completely gone. So I'm using many of the parts on those ones. But maybe I could try to do something with one of them. What I want to do, let me try to find back the source because I've looked something interesting on those boards. Let me 1 sec. ASIC, ASIC. Com. Uh, I've seen something very interesting. Turn on. I've seen something online. Let me try to find that link because I've seen so what I want to try maybe with one of those ones. You know, that chip is completely you could try to short all the way, but there's like more than half of those thread that are completely out. But I've seen that you could try to jump a chip and still be detected by the machine. So, by example, if there's one chip completely broke, you will have 71 chips on 72, and your machine will not work. But if you're bypassing that chip, your ASIC machine will detect 71 chip on 71, and that will actually mine. That's what I've read online. I will try to find back that source, you know. But I will just need to go grab my other computer for that. Meanwhile, let's see here. Diode. 4. Whoop, 4. Okay. T'as entendu parler? Oh, Fait que t'as vu qu'il jumpait les 5 fils. Ok. Je serais curieux d'essayer. I will be curious. Maybe next time I will try to find back the source about those jumping wire. But yeah, exactly. Okay, okay. Uh, Jonathan was explaining to me that actually he heard me about those jumping technique that I tried to find online, and it seems to work so far, with some custom firmware, but not with the Bitmain official firmware. But that would be interesting to try maybe another time, because I do not find the sources, and that scavenge board got much work to do on that one. So maybe another time. So if that might interest you, stay tuned. Okay, test that one. Go. Voltage. Ah, damn it. Huh. My power supply is not on. Round two. Nice. At least. Not nice because the problem isn't that because the problem is still here, but at least I am at my original state. I'm pretty sure it's not a chip problem. But meanwhile being here, there's only one left on 6. So it would be crazy to go 80% of the way. But at least the other chip that I put now is fine. So about that jumping stuff, I will do a little bit more research and come back at you next time I'm doing L3 Plus. Because just taking back to life that hashboard would be more than an hour, of course. There you go. So if you are following us with our live streams and our videos, sometimes you can hear us speak French, as you just saw a few seconds after, a few seconds before. Okay, that one seems nice and clean. It's actually very clean. Let's hope it's the good one. Mhm. Sometimes going a little bit too fast. Hey, don't mess with me. Whoop, there you go. Nice and flat. There you go. Okay. Meanwhile, if I'm taking a look at that one, because that one should be the easiest one to take back to life, so I need to take a look at those LDO, because I took some of them. M4, M4GD. So M4GD, do I have some? Nope. I will need to take them from another hashboard. SP, SP. You know, I could use 4VK4 because most of the time these are the most reliable and the most compatible with all the hashboards. So I could do that with that one. I also need to have a step down chip and MOSFETs as well as some booster parts. Here, I took some, but also I just remember that last time I tried to take those parts. I should try to take them too from another hashboard. But you know, it's gonna be for another time. Okay. Oof, it's still very hot. I could already try to see if the diode values are good, but but if it's still too hot, my values could be different. But let's try to do that anyway. Four. Four. Yeah, let's try it. Those little fans are great. Okay, one last chance. Well, 5, 3, but also my return signal is still making some variation, so that will still indicates me that it's not even a chip problem, because from all the chips that I changed, I didn't see any behavior changing from the same starting point that I had. So my return signal was fluctuating. My LDO, that one is 0.5, that one is 1.3. Let's, you know, just for the sake of knowledge, let's measure them. 1.8, even weaker. Those ones are a real pain. Okay, so that one I will change the chip again just to have the same behavior as before, but I could check also those small resistance. But thing is, it's a problem with the two last domains. So either the LDO are not the good ones and it's still making problems, or there's definitely something else away going on. I just went to the values, so all those values are great. No resistance missing, no capacitors missing. Nine. What if I'm taking a look at another one here? Oops. Oui. Yeah, same thing. But I will need to go to the L3 Plus maintenance guide to see the values of those resistance. 9. Yeah, that one is giving me headache a little bit compared to the other one. So, well, instead of trying to be faster and trying to force the repair, I will just leave it be and try to work on it another time. So thank you for watching. I hope that you learn a bit about those L3 pluses. As you see, most of them are quite reliable, and the other one that you can repair, you can have a really great repair on them too. So yeah, see you soon.